What is going on, everybody? And today, this is Ronnie D on TV, and we are bringing you a dynamic player and build. Amen Thompson, the star shooting guard, small forward, power forward for the Houston Rockets. This man has been dominating and terrorizing the court. Since January, this man has averaged 17 and a half, 5 assists, 10.3 rebounds, and also getting a combined 3.6 stocks, which is 2.2 steals and 1.4 blocks. So he's a super diverse build. This is my layout in terms of the playmaking and scoring moves. This build can't shoot it at all. Now the dunks, I kind of run a lot of the quick off ones and contact dunks. Got a lot of the alley-oops equipped, but I'm not really a big fan of the off two. Now, one thing about Amen Thompson is he can't shoot the ball. He has a little bit of a jumper. Oftenly, when you do look at people on the game making the build, they always have a little bit of jump shot, and I get it because you want to be competitive. Me and my buddies went on a 25-game win streak with this build playing competitive pro-am. This is what the build looks like, guys. 99 driving dunk that I cap break plus 5. We also got the 90 strength. And then for my next 5 cap breakers, that's going to go to either steal, which is 5, or 3 on steal, which would give me interceptor haul, and the rest would go on speed, to 91 speed. Still haven't really made up my mind with that, but let's kind of dive into everything and the mold as a player alone. Okay, guys, so again, this is a little bit of a breakdown of what I'm going to do. I have some options. I could even tinker with the perimeter defense, but I'm definitely leaning more towards plus 5 on steal to get that versatility going with the Hall of Fame glove. Now let's get to the finishing aspect of everything with this build. Now, it's no surprise that Amen Thompson is an absolute machine finishing under the rim and doing everything. We have Master, Paint Prodigy, and Silver, so we can get those shot closes. As you guys can see here, how we're executing pretty good with those, getting under the rim. And we're just continuously applying pressure like Amen Thompson does on the rim with this consistent authoritation of his athleticism, speed, ball handling, and verticality towards the rim. So, another backdoor cut, and this is pretty much unguardable. I mean, what are you going to do? I just grained it. Also, obviously with the 99 driving dunk, I'm going to be able to catch as many alley-oops as I want. Amen Thompson has such a bright future with his ability to how athletic he is. He might be the most athletic player, and then his vertical spacing he brings is like no other to the game. So this build is super comparable to Amen. I obviously wasn't able to go 6'7", because a lot of the times the builds that are at 6'7", they can't be the athlete that Amen Thompson is. So without sacrificing, a lot defensively, I felt like 6'6" would be able to work, especially if you're going to be running the wing, and this build definitely can. Now, with this build having that 93 interior and the 87 perimeter, and then the 92 defensive rebound, I'm able to grab rebounds, play big man if I wanted to, and get the switch. But I'm primarily an off-ball player or a straight rim attacker, as I get a little hop-step layup right there. So as you can see, these guys are slacking off, and I'm just outsmarting them. They think I'm going to dunk, they try to reach, and I'm just continuously applying pressure and making them look silly because they think that I'm going to be dunking, and I don't, and I hesitate, and it's just a non-stop attacking force that this Amen Thompson build is, with that 90 vertical and that 99 driving dunk that's like no other. Even though I can't shoot, I really feel like it hasn't really been a problem with my team and winning, because first things first, you need to have good teammates if you're going to be competitive with a 99 driving dunk build that can't shoot. So your teammates need to hit their shots. They need to hit you, as I hit a slip right there off the screen. Beautiful pass by my teammate Alex. They just got to have faith in you and your ability to cut and hit you and put you in positions to score the ball and execute properly. Also, with that being said, since I can't shoot, my mindset is, how am I going to be impactful other ways? That's where everything has to get ramped up, especially on the defense and rebounding aspects of it all. So with this 89 speed that has the potential to be higher, one thing that you'll see is my build is consistently active, doing everything on the glass, offense and defense. The ability to grab the rebound with this Amen Thompson build and completely just haul it down the court is one of one. And it's very, very similar to Amen, how he can just push the ball and next thing you know, you blink and he's under the rim and he's dunking on you. So it's super fascinating, and this is one of the most fun builds to play on. As I give you a little pump fake pass, and this is one of my dribbling tutorials, and this is how my playmaking aspect of it all, right here. Because I don't really do a lot of dunks or a lot of skill-based dribble moves. A lot of my playmaking has to deal with left stick and me kind of manipulating the defense and figuring out what's going on with that left stick and trying to manipulate everything. As I hit Alex with a good pass right there, and we continue to get the rebound and cross up, give him the Euro, and we get a nice layup with that 85 driving layup. As a Thompson is a great driving layup, one of the best at the layups, at the floaters, and we're consistently get him a pump fake, hezzy, cross, he thought it was dunking. So you don't always need to have high ball handle to dominate and manipulate defenses. You have to be confident with what you're doing in actions, and you also got to be aware of what your build can do and can't do. So I just had a self alley-oop. I did break that guy's ankles, so this guy does have some dribbling, but a lot of that says that Zach Levine's stretch back, which works, and then, passing people that are wide open, because if they're going to collapse, I'm obviously going to pass the ball. I know they're all scared of the 99 dunk, and, if they do collapse, I'll still get a dunk a lot of the times. So this build can be versatile. It can run the pick and roll if they do play high. A lot of times you're not going to run into that because people understand the build's limitations. But I'm super, super good, and my teammates know how to use me. So I'm able to run the offense as the point guard in some situations because they're faith and they're shooting, and people don't know how to guard somebody that can instantly get to the rim, and you literally have to stop me going to the rim, because right there I just counted his adrenaline. 1, 2, I'm like, oh, he's fucked. And then we get to the rim. That's all day. That's a way of playmaking without abusing the right stick spam and stamina. So we're getting another dunk right there. And these are all day. They're going to fill my big man, and we got the guard on my big man. He's going to just shoot over him all day long. So I do a little L2 just to get to space out a little bit, and people are gonna fill naturally on this build that causes so much gravity. Now let's go to the defense, guys. Stonewall this guy, gets a steal, and then a dunk. This guy is one of the best transition, two sides players that I've ever played with. Considering, especially threes, where I can get a steal and dunk, and I get another steal and dunk, and next thing you know, it's 8-0, and I have 3 steals and 4 dunks. You know what I mean, guys? So the intensity with this defense, you have to play it like this. You have to be super, uber aggressive with this build, because, again, you can't shoot, and you're not the best ball handler, you're not the best passer, you're an amazing dunker, and you're amazing at defense. You have to be competitive that way, and you have to be active. So you'll see me hitting triangle a lot of the times, or Y, to contest these shots, because 87 perimeter defense is good, but 87 with that 90 vertical is going to cause a lot of stress to the opposing shooters and get in their airspace, right? And the gravity that vertical can cause with the speed is a deadly combination, fellas. Now, it's all about anticipation with this build, too. You have to understand where other players are, where your teammates are, and what the opponent planning on doing. So, I know what they're doing, so I'm going to use my athleticism and my verticality to do this. And watch this sequence, guys. Watch this sequence of defense here. Stonewalled them, ripped them, okay? Dunk. You can't do anything about that. Another intense defense where I jumped. Hit Alex on the pass, okay? And then we get back to it. We do another competitive jump. That 87 perimeter defense is sometimes all you need, but when you're jumping and hitting triangle, getting in their airspace, you're going to continue to get contested. I get another rip. They get the ball back. I rip them again. I hit them with a hard finish because I got that 85 driving layup and the 84 shot close. That paint prodigy kicks up, and then they get the ball again, and I jam them. He goes out of bounds.
Oh my god.
So that's a size, speed, strength thing that we got going on, and another great vertical contest. And then we get a block. This build is one of the best blockers. He only has that 78 block. But one thing that you'll see in these blocking highlights is I'm able to cover a lot of ground and I'm able to contest a lot of shots, even from far away, because the speed and the ground that this build can cover, because it's absurd athleticism that Amen Thompson has, number one from the Houston Rockets. So, another great thing about this build is when you are on defense, and with the liability he is on offense, if he is not dunking the ball, is the transition. The transition game, obviously, when you have that high driver dunk and the speed. But when you are actively getting steals, rebounds, and blocks and being a difference maker, contesting shots, that's forcing misses and leakouts that other builds will not be able to contest or even compete against because you're so fast. And, they pretty much give up. This is one of those leech sucking builds where it will completely drain you. It will drain your life. If it's on you, it's one of those builds. If he's on you, you're going to be frustrated the whole time. And then when he's on offense, especially if I have the teammates around me that know how to use me, it's going to force a lot of rage quits because physically in basketball, that's one of the most dominating things when it comes down to the whole sport, is you can't really do a lot when you're physically outmatched. This build does a lot of physically outmatching because it's speed and its size and its strength, just like Amen Thompson does, with that vertical and basketball intelligence on defense. So it's all about anticipation with this build and being active and getting out there, running the leak outs, but also getting the offensive rebounds and being aggressive that way if you can. Look at that great closer with the block because of that long wingspan, the maxed out wingspan. The lane steals are crazy with this build. It can cover a lot of ground with that. And then that high 93 interior defense with that 92 rebound is going to be able to make you switch onto centers and also be able to run centers against, not meta lineups, or if you guys are, random players. This build will also be a huge plus for you guys, especially if you want something that's different. A lot of the times when I play this game against people and you go in, the theater or proving grounds, they're always talking that jazz about, oh, you can't shoot, it takes no skill. But I promise you, this build is one of the biggest skill gap builds in the game because I literally can't shoot. And at the competitive level, like I said, we won about 30 games in a row. At the competitive level, this build is not meta at all. Because I can't shoot, everybody knows what I'm going to be doing. So I have to find unique ways to keep myself relevant, to try to score the game, to try to score the ball, and to help my team win. So this build does a lot of glue things right. It does a lot of supplementary role things to the games that a lot of builds won't be able to bring to the table. So I hope you guys enjoyed, like the content, and hope you guys make this build and have just as much fun as playing as I do. Thanks again, guys, and have a great rest of your day.